Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss Eagle Rare. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Vicki, along with our special guests, Tim Swyatt and Bill Lewis.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Well, we've got some more than that, too, McNew. We can say the Robinsons are here and Vicki's here in California. Vicki's making dinner, though. Yeah, she's not on. She's on mute, so... So we got a topic today. We're going to be talking about Eagle Rare. Bill's even got a story about the Eagle Rare today happened. So this is breaking news. It's not that exciting, though, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Bill said there's something else he wanted to talk about. What is that, Bill?
So where does everybody else get their ideas for new bourbons to try?
New bourbons to try. Yeah, it tends to be, for me, friends have tried things and that, because a lot of times I'll be skeptical. Now, if it's one of the major distilleries and they're coming out with something new, I automatically want to try it. I typically hear about it through the PR. If it's, Old Forester's got this new, I want to try that. Or Buffalo Trace has this, sure, I'm in for that. Or Wild Turkey. But when it's something I haven't heard of, I usually wait for friends to try it and tell me it's good. So I don't typically buy blind. This is the new ABC XYZ bourbon, and it's 13 years old, and it's from this new company that just started 2 months ago. I don't typically try those because I'm like, I've tried that kind of stuff before. So, but if somebody tells me it's really good, then I'll try it. So friends and family would be what I would say. So how about you, McNew? Where do you go to for what you're going to decide what you're going to try? The Bourbon Daily? That's a good source of information.
It's a great source of information.
Okay.
But,
thank you.
Sometimes posted in the bourbon groups or whatever, I just scroll through on Instagram. Honestly, I'm pretty lazy about it, right? I've always been I like what I like. I really don't care about new things. But if I see something posted that gets some hype about it, I might go look for it. Right now, that Basil Hayden's Toasted hasn't gotten great reviews that I've seen in comments, but I still want it. I'm going to go look for it this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Maybe not great reviews, but it's everywhere. I do see a lot of people posting about that. Now, again, Basil Hayden's tends to not be my thing. That 80 proof is just not what I'm looking for. And I'm not planning on trying that one. Now, if somebody's got it, I taste it, and it may even be okay. And I don't dislike Basil Hayden's. You know what? If you have to give me a pour, but it's I don't know what I do with this. It's not powerful enough. It's not. It's too weak to stand up in a cocktail. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, if it's. You're not going out of your way to find it, but I think I like the whole toasted thing, right? I know it's gimmicky. I know it's just marketing now. And Elijah Craig Toasted thought would be great, was not great. Michter's Toasted, super special. So I want to try
the Michter's, yeah.
I want to try all the toasted things. So I'm going to go get it just for the fact that it says toasted. Yeah. They got me.
You're a little bit more of an easy audience than I am.
They got me. So I'm going to go find
a lot more. And I am that nerd that will see something new, and then I will go immediately to Breaking Bourbon. Mm-hmm. And if they haven't reviewed it, then I will look a few other places. But if it's good, not great, I don't have room on my shelf. And you can buy great for under $50. You don't have to spend $100.
Yes.
So I am very selective. If I've read enough where I feel convinced, awesome. If not, I need to try it first, which is kind of the point of all of these Zoom meetings, right?
Sure.
Try before you distillers that are all over the country and sometimes all over the world. And so I've tried a lot of different things, and every once in a while I'm like, that one's I'm going to go get that. Like I got the Kayo cask strength Japanese whiskey. out of all of their tastings, that was the one that was the winner out of the batch. And that happens a lot. I'll try, through the whole line from a distiller and pick the one from them that I like. And sometimes if it's amazing, I'll even replace it. Other times I just bought it for fun, or when I'm traveling, like Union Horse in Kansas City, right? So went through Kansas City, COVID, blah, whatever, couldn't taste, blah, they're terrible. Whatever. But the guy in Chicago is amazing. Wilson Torres, he's like the best product rep you could have anywhere, I think, in the country, outside of maybe Ashley Irwin with Angel's Envy here in Los Angeles. But those two are killing it. And he does his own release in Chicago of a super high proof rye. And I actually got my hands on a bottle of that.
Oh, okay.
I
There you go.
realized that he's doing it. That's like, follow that profile. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about the Robinsons? Where do you guys go to find new products?
A lot of it's just word of mouth, or we'll see something on a YouTube video or
YouTube,
or podcasts.
Okay. Tim, how about you?
I got to tell you, the flagship whiskey event, shameless plug for ABV, the flagship whiskey event.
That's a great way to go. Yeah.
Been critical. That's a monthly.
One
ticket.
ticket, 8 different pours from 8 different distilleries. That's great, man. And you get to hear the stories behind them. Are they actually making the stuff? What's going on? I think that's just so helpful. Those are great events for doing exactly that.
Yeah. And then, I stumbled on Brothers Bond early before it even kind of broke out and all that jazz, just through a friend who's part of it. So you'd be able to taste some of that stuff, all the media samples that we get. And I get none of that. So it's like, you got to find it someplace, and then one place where I don't go is I don't go to Facebook to look at that stuff. Because for every picture that's out there, is this a good buy? Is this a good price? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. I get the invites for the bourbon groups. I'm like, no. I end up getting blasted or because I posted something that I'm on. Well, we're not sharing that content. Well, whatever. Forget it. I don't want to deal with it. So I'd rather manage it myself and work through. Watch Bourbon Bistros. What Mike's serving out there, because talk about some other hubs of folks that these folks are in the know. And I know they're all friends and part of the network, but they're damn good for a reason. It's stay away from that. There's just a few other folks that I follow for whiskey reviews. One of them's a family member, and his page and what he does, and then we kind of share ideas. And then one of the benefits I have with doing these corporate and private tastings now is finding unique stuff that Vicki mentioned, under $50. It's amazing what people have no idea, and they keep. Well, can I get Buffalo Trace? Well, no, I'm not going to bring Buffalo Trace in a blind tasting. I'd probably maybe find something that could beat it in a blind tasting. And that's what's fun about doing some of these corporate events. I still think the unique stuff coming out of Canada that nobody's paying attention to because it's Canadian whiskey and nobody wants to talk about it. That stuff, some of the best values on the shelf, some of the most innovation that you have. Granted, there's some more liberal laws of what you can put in the whiskey and this, that, and the other. Know what's on your label.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's amazing what's going on across the world, especially out of Taiwan and out of Australia. And that's getting, kind of glossed over because of the big bourbon boom. And you can see it in MGP's earnings release. If you go read MGP's quarterly earnings release about what's being sold, what they have in stock left,
right?
There's not much age stock left. So the days of age statements on craft distilleries sourcing, trying to find it, those days are almost gone because MGP is trying to put stuff down. And there's a reason why they bought Luxco, because Luxco also has aged stuff. So they may repurpose certain things, this, that, and the other. But it's really interesting to hear from just an MGP's perspective of how they're selling whiskey and see what's happened in the earnings as well. But yeah, I think the real one that really opened my eyes during this whole pandemic, which saved my sanity, and it's not for drinking every night either. It's just because of seeing and connecting with folks over these virtual platforms and being able to try stuff, and the industry just taking it in their hands and just doing the right thing to get the stories out there.
Yeah,
because there's so much going on, and if you just get blinded by the companies that take the largest percentages on the shelf or have very unique labels that should not have gone through TTB in the first place.
There's plenty of that.
Yeah. But it's interesting.
That's a whole thing. Yes. Mr. Bill, you asked the question, where are you finding their new stuff to try?
So mostly from the ABV network. And
yes,
if there's something, right. And if there's something that I've not heard about on the ABV network and I see what looks like it could be a bargain, I just text Steve.
There you go. There you go. I'm available. So, yes.
And Steve will usually say it's on clearance for a reason.
Right. Yeah. That's true. True.
Mhm.
Bill does do that quite a bit. So, yeah. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Tim up there. Tim, what do you got? New microphone. Let's hear how you doing the cork pop.
Yeah, I have a single barrel select out of the liquor locker from 2020. A friend of mine brought it back when he was down in that area. I think it was down in Evansville, Indiana, of Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare. Okay. All right.
Give it a shot.
Okay. That's pretty good. That could be tough to beat. We'll see how you end up doing. Mr. Bill, you're next. What do you got?
That Steve, you've introduced me to 10th Mountain Whiskey Rye.
Okay. Not as good as Tim's. Tim still has the lead. Vicki, you want to try this? You want to try cork pop? Oh, it's like a pop quiz. I don't think she's ready for it. So if she would decide she is, we'll come back to her. All right. The Robinsons, you guys want to try to get on the cork pop?
Sure. I've got a Hot Plains Rye. It's a blend that selected by Jim Rutledge. Just picked it up.
Nice. Oh,
There it is.
It's a new bottle, though.
Neil's never done this before. He came in
Awesome.
like a pro.
Oh,
Yes.
Neil.
Yeah.
All right, Vicky's back. Vicky, unmute yourself, babe.
Okay, since I was just bragging about it is, oh snap, 65.2. So yeah, we're rocking 130, just over 100.
Okay. Not much on the cork
It's
pop, though.
quiet. But this is my Chicago release from Union Horse.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Melanie, are you going to do one too or not? You guys, that was a combined effort. Okay.
That was good for both of them.
No, I'm going to take credit for the hot dog.
Coattail as well off that one. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
do the same thing.
The way
Yeah,
to do it.
I would too. All right. I'll go
Rolling
next.
like
I'll
a
leave
boss.
McNew last. I've got Eagle Rare. This is a store pick from Pinch Penny in Carbondale, Illinois. Great place to go. Prices are good. Tax rate, though, is like 16.5%. Who charges 16.5% sales tax? Carbondale, Illinois, your state, Tim, is
Illinois.
messed up,
Steve.
man.
We appreciate it. Thanks for keeping my
Do you
property
walk in
taxes
like
down.
this?
I mean, my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I think the bottle was like, I don't know. I can't remember, I bought one bottle that was like $50 there one time and they rings it up. It was like $67 with tax. I'm like, what? That's wrong. And he's like, and he showed me the tax. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But
Wow.
what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Even Missouri is higher than California on booze tax. And I thought we were supposed to be the most expensive everything.
Well, there you go. There you go. Cork pop. Nothing there. All right, McNew, you're last. You've got to beat Neil Robinson or Melanie, I guess I should say.
Oh, It would have made sense if I would have brought some Eagle Rare in here with me, but I didn't. So I have some Woodford Reserve.
The Woodford Reserve. Oh, sure. It's basically, there you go. That was actually pretty good, McNew. Not going to be good enough, though.
Second
to knock
place.
off the
Bill and
Robinsons.
Melanie killed it.
Yeah,
Looks
so
like
there you
the
go.
Derby bottle.
Melanie
McNew, is that
won.
right?
It is the Derby bottle.
There we go.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers, everybody.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Eagle Rare. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, Open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Scott Pinkowski loves the Bourbon Daily.
But can I have a kiss?
No. That doesn't work.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about Eagle Rare.
Yes, we are. So Eagle Rare, if you had to say what is Eagle Rare known for, I would say that it is known for being a 10-year age-stated product that is a pretty good price, right around $30. There's places you can find it $24, and I'd say as high as $50, or maybe some of the crazy ones even do higher than that. I don't get into that. I like around that $30 range. I feel is the fair price for this one, based on historical numbers. But it is a little bit tough to find. I will say that Eagle Rare over time has been getting harder and harder to find. And matter of fact, Bill, you had a story today. What happened today? Your phone rang today, didn't it? Or text or something like that?
My phone rang today, and friends of mine from a local liquor store called and asked if I was interested in Eagle Rare and Blanton's and 2 or 3 others. And I said, well, I've already got 5 Eagle Rares. And they said, well, one more, we'll make a case.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's an awesome price. I think they've got it for right around $29.
Yeah, that's great.
Right.
Yeah. So you made the trek up there, right? But you were looking for the other things like a Blanton's or some of the other ones. And you
Not
didn't
the
want
Blanton's. I forgot what the other was, but yeah, I was looking for the other. And they said that when I got there, that they were all gone.
Okay. In the future, buy the Eagle Rare or the Blanton's, and I'll take it off your hands. It's just for personal
I
consumption.
think I got 4 or 5 Blanton's.
I need 6 or 7 then.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go, Eagle Rare, and but Bill passed on 5 was enough reserves for him on Eagle Rare. So would you have taken that, McNew, or not?
Yeah, so it honestly took me a long time to get into Eagle Rare. I didn't understand the hype, why people liked it for a long time. I finally understood it maybe about a year and a half ago, and Eagle Rare is really solid for its price and availability.
That's what I think.
Right.
I feel like Eagle Rare is one of those that you could define. If someone was said, what is bourbon? What does it taste like? It feels like you could hand them the glass of Eagle Rare and say, just in general, this would be kind of the basic flavor profile of bourbon. I just feel like it's that solid of a pick that it's kind of almost the standard. Now, there are certainly some that are way better than that even, and there's a lot that are worse than that, but I feel it's kind of right at that sweet spot where it could be like, this is what kind of defines bourbon taste.
If you go through the rest of the competitors on that line, throw McKenna in there at a 10-year, right? They have a 10-year. That's granted, it's bottled in bond. But still, you got that. You've got Russell's Reserve 10.
Yep.
And keep on going down the line. Trying to think what else has a 10-year.
Not much these days, is it?
No, not much in that. Everything else has got the age statements all knocked off. If you really think about it. But the one that still sits on the shelf a little bit longer, that I still think is probably the best value you have out there, if you like flavor profile, is that Russell's Reserve. 10
Russell's
years.
Reserve, yeah.
You can still find it. You can't find Eagle Rare everywhere because everybody thinks it's who knows what. I mean, it's a solid product. But you look at all the rest. McKenna, you can't find anywhere. But Russell's, for some reason, still sits there.
Yeah. You
can always find it. I don't think it's because of capacity.
Yeah.
It's not like they all said, oh, we're going to lay down all these whiskeys for 10 years. This is what it's going to be. I mean, maybe it could be for Jimmy. Jimmy and Eddie called it right and just said, we just have enough of it.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
well, it's funny. I don't think of it like as a typical bourbon. To me, there is something unique about it. And I think it's because, at least to me, it seems, and I should open this new bottle that I have here, it seems so heavy in the black tea flavors, more than so many others on the market. So I wouldn't put it as a typical bourbon. To me, it's got that speciality about it. Interesting.
No, you hit it right, because I get like a black cherry. I get a really, this time of year, especially with this barrel pick, I think you get it more in the single barrels than the standard release.
Oh, I can't wait for my barrel pick I have coming this week.
Yeah, that's where I think you're going to get a lot of where just that product just shines.
Yeah.
Some of those single barrels.
If you want to aggravate yourself, just go on Facebook. That's for sure. But in the groups, one of the things that the Eagle Rare rumor, one of the Eagle Rare rumors that I've been seeing in multiple groups, and again, it's probably one person started this, and they're in multiple groups and gets this thing going. That Eagle Rare is dropping that age statement, that it's gone, and they say it with conviction. And it's always, my local liquor store. Well, first of all, your local liquor store has no idea. Believe me, it's not going to trickle down to your local liquor store. This is if they in fact did hear it from their local liquor store, that's someone who's making it up, or that they're not getting any inside information through that. So I don't think it's. We've been talking about that age statement going away for at least 5 years now, because remember, it used to be big and on the neck, and then they moved it to the back or whatever, and then people are like, well, that's because it's going away, and it really hasn't. I don't think it is. I think they want to keep that at this point. It makes
and why
sense.
would they change it? They've got dozens of other products to worry about. This one is so standalone, easy.
Right.
It's on autopilot. Don't make any changes. Don't redo the branding. Just keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And why do we still care about age statements? Like, if it's good, it's good, right? I don't care how old it is.
Okay. McNew, I'm going to be typical Facebook person. You say, you're typing the post that says they're getting ready to remove the age statement. I'll tell you what the typical response is on all the Facebook groups.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're typing
it. So, Eagle Rare is getting rid of the age statement. What do you guys think?
I think they should call it Eagle Not So Rare. That's in every damn Facebook group. That's the person who thinks they're hilarious, and it's in. I've seen it 100 times recently. Yeah.
It's not that rare anyway.
It's not that rare. I can walk in any liquor store in Central Indiana and pick it up for $30, and I know distribution's this weird, crazy thing. So it might be
maybe they're out of it for a month. And
it's never been special to me. So I just,
Buffalo Trace definitely has cornered the market on weird distribution things. Like in St. Louis, for instance, you cannot find Buffalo Trace at a liquor store. And if they get it, it'll be like limit one, and they'll get 5 of them, and then they'll be gone, and then that's it. And but if you go to the grocery store, I can go to the grocery store that's in the same shopping plaza, literally steps down from the liquor store, and there'll be 24 on the shelf. You can buy as much as you want. So again, the St. Louis Facebook groups, people are like, I can't find Eagle Rare. It's allocated. And then it's page after page of people posting at the grocery store where it's at.
There's your Albertsons connection, your Albertsons Kroger connection.
You just buy it when they have it. Just buy it when they have it.
And buy it every day in Indiana. But so this happened last year. I actually finally started going to raffles, which you knew that I did not do for a very long time, but I started going. So a local little liquor store did a raffle, and all the good things were gone, but they had like probably 20 Eagle Rares, right? And people were just like, I don't want that. I don't want the right to buy that. I'll just go next door to Kroger and buy that. Like, it was offended that they had the right to buy Eagle Rare here in Indiana.
Wow.
Eagle Rare brings the bourbon folks to the yard, right? And try to get your
some places, I'm sure.
Yeah. Make sure you walk out with your was it Wheatley vodka too?
Yes.
So speaking of that, I had to buy a handle of that to get extra tickets for a raffle.
Yeah. Really?
What am I going to do with the handle of Wheatley vodka? I bought 2.
So now because they're getting forced to buy it. Now they're forcing us to buy it. Yeah.
That's what they did to give you extra tickets so you could win better things. And I did get a Weller foolproof out of it. So I'm not really that mad.
Oh, that's not bad then. I would buy a handle of that to buy a Weller foolproof.
Yeah.
Especially at retail. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Can I say that I recently got to try the Weller CYPB?
Oh yeah. What do you think?
Ooh. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Foolproof, definitely better. I did them actually side by side at a bar that opened here recently. We were super fortunate because they were doing specials, and like for $5, $10, and $15, you could try everything all the way up to Pappy, which was super fun. But I was so excited to try that CYPB. Nope. I wouldn't even buy it at retail. No, thanks.
Oh, well, I'll take it. Please direct message me when you get there.
Have you tried it though? Have you tried it?
It doesn't matter, because I have a friend who bought a bottle of that and then sold it for $600. He bought it for retail, sold it for $600. That's crazy.
Well,
and he said the same thing. He didn't like it.
I've got a cabinet full of 12s and specials right now.
What better to sell than something you don't like? I mean, that's perfect. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy.
Buy all my 12s at retail.
That reminds me of a story of like when Van Halen came back out with David Lee Roth.
Mhm.
My buddy and I thought we were so savvy buying tickets in the bowl for $137.50 and then put them on eBay. And I learned the real hard lesson. Don't buy tickets of people that are next to you that you're going to sell them to, because they took them off my hands for $90 freaking dollars. And I sat there the whole night pissed off staring at them saying, you owe me $50, you bastards. So it's like you buy
Are you
something
counting
that you don't
service
like.
fees? Don't forget those service fees.
Oh, ticket shyster. You buy that stuff, you flip it around, and it's amazing. You have somebody sitting there drinking something that you just don't care for, and they paid that much for it. I mean, I couldn't believe I had somebody took the old original Heaven Hill bottle and bond with the old label, took them off my hands for $100 a pop.
Really?
They went to Cask Cartel, saw that they were selling for $200 and thought I was a steal. And I just started,
Yeah, so I don't think this makes
That is
people
awesome.
stupid though, right? Everybody's palates are different and you like what you like. And I might pay $200 for a larceny barrel proof if I found one anywhere, or a larceny pick that they're not doing anymore. And you'd be like, McNew's an idiot. But you know what? We like what we like. It's fine.
What? They've got barrel proof here right now.
It's harder to find here, but that's like the whole distribution thing is crazy. So you know what I mean? Like,
I will not charge you $200 if I go pick it up.
But people will pay what they see value in, and it doesn't matter if nobody else does.
It's not worth $200.
Right.
It might
It's good. It's good. It's not worth $200. It's good. I don't care. It's not worth $200.
It is offensive to me too, though, that people are willing to spend that kind of money. And I get it. But I'm telling you, if I hit the lottery tomorrow and I've got $10 million, I still wouldn't be buying Pappy Van Winkle for $2,500 or $35. I still would be the real Steve is still in there, and I would be buying things like at retail. I just would. I wouldn't go crazy on that kind of stuff. I just can't. I couldn't enjoy it.
Well, you see that stuff though, Steve. It's like I'm sitting on a bottle of 2018 Stag and just sitting on it, waiting for a couple more years because I was at a liquor store in Manhattan down at Wall Street and Battery Park around there. And they had their list of Pappies from the different years from like 2014 on forward. 2014 was 10 grand. 2015 was 9 grand. 2016 was 8 grand. It's like, okay. And somebody's going to walk down here at some point in time after some big bonus and go pick up a $10,000 bottle of 2014 Pappy Van Winkle 23 year, whatever it is. And somebody's going to pay for it. So it's like, do you drink it and enjoy it? Or do you just go to a whiskey fest and you enjoy it that way and talk to the folks? And when we can get back to those,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do agree, because I've saved some things like Booker's Rye. I've saved one of those. I've got an Al Young, and these things are to the point where it's hard to, because you say, well, I'll save it for something special. Well, I don't know that I have that many special things in my life that start, getting to be a bottle of whiskey that's worth $5,000. It's a hard time. I've got these things, but it's like, whoa, man, I don't know if I'll ever open this thing.
So Steve, is that you with the alter Instagram ego picture of the Al Young? Oh, I had a hard day today. I'm going to crack this open.
No, Steve.
I should start doing that though. And keep using the same bottle every 2 weeks. Be like, oh man, rough day. It's an Al Young type of day. And then yes, you could see the seal still on there every time. So
Come on now. That's a major flex. Open that sucker. What's the matter with you? We buy it to drink it. Come on now.
this is true.
Normal people do.
But I have Vicki, I have 700 other bottles in my house that are open. So it's tough to open that $5,000 bottle. It is just,
So you have a purchasing problem.
I guess.
I
You
remember
have an
when
inventory problem.
I remember when I first started listening to the ABV network, and there were several people on the network. Becca Sue was one of them, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm not a collector."
McNew used to say that. You go far enough back, McNew said the same thing.
I did say that.
Most
And I would
everybody
never
on the
wait
network
five
said the same
days.
thing.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing. And I've got, I don't know, 80 or 90 open bottles right now. And
Yeah, I was at McNew's house. She's got a whole
120
room of stuff.
bottles
She's
that
got
aren't
literally a
open.
whole room of bottles now.
Right.
Like literally what should be like a second living room, like a media room, is now a bar.
Yeah,
I need a bourbon room.
it just happens. It just
Well,
happens.
it happens.
Whether you want it to happen or not, it does if you're into this game.
Yep.
So there you go. There's a show dedicated about 4% to Eagle Rare. That is titled the Eagle Rare Show. There you go. There you go. That's how we do things.
We tried.
We tried, gang. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Find me under corporate and private events on abvnetwork.com or at Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right, Mr. Bill.
You can find me on Facebook at Bill Lewis.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, the Robinsons. You want to share anything?
I'm Neil Robinson on Facebook.
And
I'm on Facebook. I don't remember what my name is on there.
I think she's Melanie Hendricks Robinson on
Melanie
Facebook.
Hendricks Robinson, if you want to follow Melanie. Vicki, anything you want to share social media wise?
I would give you a warning that if you buy horseradish and tartar sauce from the same brand, be careful when you open them.
There's a PSA right there.
That's a tip. Okay, there you go. For
And
me,
then actually there's a fun in-person tasting event going on in California, if anybody's watching, in Southern California, in Long Beach at Roxanne's Bar. They typically do the Whiskey Wonderland, which is an amazing whiskey event. But next month they have a tequila and mezcal tasting event coming up. So
Okay.
if anybody is watching from California, Southern California specifically, Roxanne's Bar, that is an event not to be missed.
check out Roxanne's Bar. All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. All of our previous shows, our blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See you.
Awesome. Bye. Cheers.
99.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.